Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a preview video. Today we are live on the 1.5 test server with my trusted little old petaroo, my bearded dragon, Chili, over here. And we're going to have a quick overview about the UDES 1516, the new and upcoming tier 10 Swedish medium tank with the new and enhanced or completely new mechanic of pneumatic suspension. This pneumatic suspension allows you below 10 kilometers per hour to let your tank basically in itself adjust the height of the hull, giving you an additional 7 degrees of gun depression if I am not wrong, which gives you up to 13 degrees of gun depression over the front and over the back. Over the sides though, it doesn't really work. When you drive faster than, I think with the tier 10 tank it is 23 to 20 kilometers per hour, you will lose this pneumatic suspension. It will go out of it automatically. And we're going to see that in a game. I'm going to play the game live, so there are no strings attached, which I could go back to, no safety net, everything could go very, very horrible wrong. Before I did this video, I uploaded a little post on Reddit and I asked what you want to see from the test server right now, and I got some questions. And first thing first, well, from the Leopard or from the Leo tier 7 to the tier 8 tank, if I'm not mistaken, you needed 92,500 experience. And you'll see you will go over the engines, just so you know. So you don't need the guns in theory. If you like this gun over here and want to play it like a Comet, there you go. You have a Comet with this gun. You don't need to worry about the 10 centimeter Khan M4034 gun. Then another question was, and luckily Games Model 3D already updated their website, which is absolutely amazing. The next question was, do those boxes in the back count as armor model? No, they do not. They count as spaced armor though. And in theory, they can block things because they even have internal layers. At least it looks like it. So we have over here 30 millimeters where we have here 20 millimeters, meaning those parts will give us up to 50 millimeters of armor penetration. And as stupid as it sounds, it might actually be better at the moment to drive backwards with this vehicle because so many people are spamming heat shells on the test server. Then you can also see that those diesel cans or canisters count as spaced armor, as does this plate up here, which gives you 5 millimeters. It does look like though that this plate counts, but this plate up here counts as 5 millimeters additional armor. Another question was by Seca Montayo. How much effective armor do you have in the front? You have this 50 millimeter plate and usually it is angled impressively, meaning you have out of bounds angles going from 400 millimeters, maybe less. Like the angles are impressive, you can see, but they quickly lose their magic if you angle too much. This upper front plate is 60 millimeters, the lower plate is 70 millimeters, meaning you can bounce some stuff. The only tier 10 tanks, or the only tanks in general which can penetrate this upper front plates or this engine deck, are guns with 125 millimeters and above caliber, meaning SU 125 in theory with the stock gun can penetrate with AP. T110 E3 and E4, Object 268, if I'm not mistaken, a WZ 113 GFT, Jack Panzer, and both British Death Stars. The turret has also 100 millimeters and at an impressive angle, which gives it, I think, around 300 millimeters of effective armor, except for this cupola, which in theory is the weak spot if you hit it in the middle, giving you a little bit less. The only real weak spot I saw might be the gun mantlet, which is 280 millimeters thick. That's so far what I saw. Gotta test that out, obviously. The turret roof, which is 20 millimeters thick, and this plate over here, which is 20 millimeters thick, which in theory you can hit, but then again, really hard. So, to the stats, 440 alpha, decent, really good, 254 millimeters of penetration. This is basically what this tank is all about. This pneumatic suspension, 440 alpha. The reload rate, 7.93 seconds, is pretty okay. The DPM with 3,300 damage is 3,329 damage to be precise, is definitely nothing to scoff at. or COFAT, which I'm doing at the moment most of the time. 0.42 accuracy is decent, 2.02 seconds aim time is a little bit longish, but the gun soft stats are not that bad. Armor wise, we already discussed that. HP 1950 are decent as well. 610 horsepower with 18.74 HP to ton ratio is also decent, but it feels a little bit slow and sluggish when I had 2 games so far in this tank. Compared to the best tier 10 heavy tank in the game, Kappa, which is the Object 430, this tank has an HP to ton ratio of 14, and for some reason I was too stupid to actually show you this. There we go, 14.29 specific power. So yes, this tank does accelerate faster than an Object 430U. It is also a little bit faster. Cool thing is 24 kilometers per hour backward speed. Amazing, really. Camouflage should, in theory, is the best camouflage value of all tier 10 mediums. With a camo crew, we get 37.39%, which is amazing. At the moment, I have a 5 skill crew in theory with the commander. And this is also important. The commander is commander, radio operator, and loader. So is your, well, gunner is a gunner and a loader, meaning you can a little bit mix and match those different skills how you like. And this is incredibly important for me because the gunner basically needs those 3 skills, which are very important. Adrenaline rush can easily be exchanged with safe storage, and so on and so forth. And you can say you don't really need any of those gunnery skills because that's like 3% more damage on your modules. It's not that much big of a deal. I do want to test that though in a separate video. So lastly, your driver is just driver, so they only have driver skills. So yeah, that's it about this tank. It has 472 meters of fuel range with full fuel range crew, with coated optics, with improved ventilations, and brothers in arms, etc, etc. No improved equipment though, and we are not running rations because I think a lot of your players will not play with rations. One thing I missed beforehand is 310 millimeters of HEAT penetration, which is its premium round, is good against the normal Striffwagen or Sniper Schnitzel tank 103B, and is good against this tank over here because when you want to penetrate something which is at a really steep angle, you should shoot heat because it says, you know what, I have 85 degrees of, well, deflection angle, meaning like when other shots deflect at something like this already, heat can go very, very, very low. So yeah, that's everything we have. So right now, let's jump into the game to not let you waiting any longer. Whoops, that was my Photoshop. Over the 2 games I've played so far with this tank, I noticed the gun with 0.32 accuracy, it feels decently accurate, but it's definitely not a sniper medium tank. I do want to test the armor a little bit more and a little bit better, so I will plan on doing a how to penetrate guide, or rather how tough is it video, if you are interested in watching. One thing I really do like is these good fuel range of 472 meters, but like it's really decent. You can get to 494 meters of fuel range when you use rations. This, however, is the same amount of fuel range you have with the tier 9 tank, so just keep that in mind. It's 390 base, could be better, but it's not bad. So this is it, and obviously big X marks the spot where artillery shoot at, and then again. One thing which is, as already mentioned, interesting, this plate over here, this slightly angled plate over here is just 20 millimeters thick, meaning even artillery can penetrate it. HE shells will do tons of damage to it. And once again, I feel the cough coming. We are lucky today that my little old buddy here, Chili, is so calm, because his name is there for a reason. He can go haywire if you want to. But it's late, it's 20:30 at the moment. So 8:40 in the evening, because I live in Switzerland. So yeah, definitely he is going, after this little old video, going to bed. Now we're trying to get a shot. Sadly we miss. Once again, do not forget this tank has APCR rounds as standard rounds. And here you can see as soon as we exceed 23 kilometers per hour, it was a little bit hard to notice, you lose or get out of this and, well, siege mode. Right now we are in siege mode, meaning we can do this and get decent gun depression, or we can try to go over here on the back and we can show them our bottom plate. It doesn't work onto the sides, as you can see, which you could think of, which would happen with the SDB1 in theory. SDB1 in theory can turn to both sides. This tank, however, cannot. So right now we are a little bit in a pickle because we don't really have good amounts of opportunities to shoot at enemy tanks. But then again, I do not want to camp too much. Again, there you can go immediately as soon as you basically turn your direction from forward to backwards, you go into this siege mode automatically. There is no way around it, but you don't lose any speed or anything. Like, it doesn't really feel like a handicap or anything, which you might guess that it has. So right now, because, well, we gotta drive forward anyway, you can see as soon as we get over the speed limit, we just go flat again in a smooth lowrider position. And, well, yeah, now we are cruising around at 50 kph. Another thing which I would like to notice, this tank definitely is not as fast or as, yeah, definitely not as fast as the tier 10 TD of the Swedes. The Stridswagen 103B is definitely faster, it feels at least, because it has a much higher HP to ton ratio. Also, to the 0.32 accuracy, I just want to point out, because I'm working on a video about it, that it is not that good, or rather it is not that big of a deal, because like Russian tanks, like the 430U, will definitely more or less have same results or similar results, even though it's 0.03 meters less accurate on 400 meters. It gets similar results. I made the tests, and obviously 20 shots are a little bit less, but again, I'm going to talk about this in a separate video. So if you want to see what exactly makes the difference between accuracy, or rather what's the difference between 0.08 meters in accuracy difference, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Meanwhile, we just got a mean little shot into our side by the EBR. I'm turning my hole right here, try to do a snapshot, which is on hindsight a little bit stupid, and there you can see even the worst HEAT shell in tier 10 has no problems penetrating us, because everything this tank does works via angles. So, damn it, I predicted him, but I was too slow on the trigger. I wanted to wait a little bit longer to be actually confident that he's going to drive from there. My bad over at that point. You could see though, artillery gave us a pretty nasty hit for 500 and something, which again, this is what they're going to do. You have 50 millimeters of armor on your upper front plate. Don't think you're going to get... Oh no, he actually had a shot left. Yep, we are dead here. Yep, we sadly overextended there, and this was our death over there. I didn't expect this guy to be already reloaded. I thought he shot at our light tank. Was a little bit of a mistake by my side. Anyway, as I said, this was nothing. There are no safety nets. It was just a bad game by me. I'm going to do another video where I go maybe a little bit more in depth into this tank and give you some good videos, not just some randoms I just played there. Somebody even actually subscribed, which is awesome. And I thank you very much for your attention. If you have other questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them via either another video when it's something which is asked broader, or when it's something more specific, I try to answer it with a little picture showing it or not. So with that, I thank you very, 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 very much for your attention, and I'm going to put this little bad boy dragon here to bed because he's really sleepy. So yeah, now I have to actually do this because otherwise I could stop recording. Bye guys.